So I made a pair of tube amplifiers because I found at a flea market two EL34 for very cheap and brand new. I didn't want to make this video because enough of tube amplifiers, but I made a push-pull, my first push-pull amplifier of my life, so worth documenting it at least. Anyways, I don't believe in tube sound. I'm not an audiophile. In fact, not only I know that these things are transparent, but also I don't hear any specialty in the sound. Sorry. So this is stage 1. Stage 1 is single-ended with just one output pentode. And the quick list of the specs, we have here a preamplifier tube. Initially I tried with a 6AV6 tube, single triode with 2 diodes, but we don't care. And the tube was shot, there was a lot of distortion, really a lot. Then I tried with an EF86 pentode, very high gain, and it worked amazing. The sound was very loud, almost without distortion. Now there is a 6N2P-EV Russian double triode for audio applications, and I bought this on purpose, and it works the same of the EF86, just a bit more of gain on the feedback here. Must be added. And we have 2 output transformers. These are from tube TVs, primaries in parallel and secondaries in series. According to the calculations, with a 6 ohms speaker, with these transformers we have like 2K on the tube, and it's perfect. Values as per datasheet, also for the EL34. The values for the preamplifier tube were taken from the ECC83 datasheet. As supply system we have 2 electrolytic capacitors after the full bridge rectifier and a ballast in the middle for avoiding hum. And as source a Bluetooth receiver and a transformer for both the filament and the anode supply, etc. And that's basically it. And this is the effect. Royalty-free music, sorry for the exposure. Let's pump a bit. And this is the level, this is my voice. Sorry if I can't show you the volume progression, because there's the automatic level control on the phone. Okay, a bit of basses. This is my voice. Yeah, these are just like 10 watts undistorted. This is instead stage 2, and stage 2 means push-pull topology with 2 output pentodes, class AB. We have now like 37 watts calculated, undistorted, measured with my scope on a dummy load, and like 40-45 watts distorted, but that's not important. Quick list of the specs. Now the preamplifier tube, the double triode is used fully. There's the gain stage with the values of the resistors taken from the ECC83 12X7 datasheet. And there's the phase inverting circuit instead, with the values taken from online schematics that I simulated on LTSpice on my PC, and it works. The supply system is composed again with 2 electrolytic capacitors, now 450 volts DC rated, because this thing at open circuit with the cold tubes jumps to 400 volts and more. And there's a ballast in the middle of the 2 capacitors, this one here, let's say 1 and 2 capacitors. The transformers are 2 now, because we need more power. This one puts out like 100 volts, this one instead is tapped on the 180 volts, and it also supplies the 6.3 volts for the filaments of all the tubes. The 2 capacitors are 2 now, because we need more power. This one puts out like 100 volts, this one instead is tapped on the 180 volts, and it also supplies the 6.3 volts for the filaments of all the tubes. The values of the resistors for the two EL34 are taken from all the documentation from the datasheet, except for one thing, because the datasheet says that you have to use, for cheapness, just one resistor for both the grid 2 of the two tubes, but in my case it self-oscillated a lot, because probably there is the feedback that isn't foreseen in the datasheet. In fact, I tracked down the problem. I had to use two separate resistors for the two grid 2 of the tubes. Instead, the cathode resistor here is made with two resistors paralleled and an electrolytic capacitor, and it's common for both the tubes. And it works perfect because there is just a constant voltage, no problem. The specialty of the project is probably the output transformer, because I won this myself. I took this transformer from a computer UPS, a mid-small computer UPS, and I completely unwound it and rewound it from scratch, unpacking it and repacking it again, all the laminations here, and it came up very good. This transformer has like above 13 square centimeters of core center area. It's very big and abundant for this project. And I took knowledge from a lot of sources for making the calculations. I got helped also by ChatGPT. Sorry if you're a hater, but it sometimes helps if it doesn't do mistakes. Anyways, I did like 810 plus 810 turns for the primary, and 57 plus 12 plus 11 turns for the secondary, to have the common here, let's say negative 4 ohms, 6 ohms, and 8 ohms outputs to have the maximum power for whatever speaker. Now the 4 ohms connection is used because I have two speakers to split the power and be safe, and these are 8 ohms each. Other things about the stray resistance of the primary and secondary. The primary is like 51 plus 51 ohms, while in the datasheet you can guess that it should be something like 266 times 2 of stray resistance. It seems a bit odd and high. And for the secondary, instead, we have like 200 milliohms in the 4 ohms connection, and up to like 360 milliohms inside the transformer for the 8 ohms. That is, let's say, good, because it's like less or kind of 1/20th of the impedance of the speakers, so it should be good. It came up very good. I'm becoming very good at winding transformers. It's a big chore, a pain in the ass, but worth. Okay, let's try. Let's give a bit of volume. A bit. My God! This thing is super powerful. I was impressed of the power of this thing. There's also a bit of blue, but apparently the vacuum is perfect, because if you can see, there is blue on the glass. That is a good sign of good vacuum. And yeah, very powerful. Excellent. A bit of buses now, because I love it. Okay, that's enough. This thing puts out like 1 volt RMS. Now the voltage is correct for that transformer there. And apparently this thing doesn't distort almost at all. Okay, I think that's enough for now. And a tone, 150 Hz. Yeah, I think now this is distortion because the amplitude of the signal is the maximum, and I calculated this amplifier also the feedback for going above drive at maximum volume. Yeah, this is distortion. And the two final notes, if there are updates about these projects, you'll find them in the description of the video below, like whatever video of mine. Second note, the schematics of the two amplifiers, not only this but also the single-ended one, are in the description of the video as a link, and you can take them. And at this point, I think goodbye for now.